So today is Chinese New Year Eve, and there's this thing with Chinese people that we go for this thing called reunion dinner, 团圆饭, where we go visit our family members from our exterior. Is it called exterior family? Yeah, our exterior family members. We have dinner with them once a year, and I don't know why. It's something about Chinese people. I swear this is not part of the tradition. But when we sit around the table, you, your mom, your dad, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, what's gonna happen is that they all start talking about the amazing achievements that their sons and daughters have had. I swear to God, if you're Chinese, you relate to this, bro. So if you look at every one of the laws of power, the book, 48 Laws of Power, look through every one of them, you're gonna realize that each one of these laws is always an action step. It tells you never do this, always do that, think this way, feel this way. Like law 1, never outshine a master. Law 48, assume formlessness. Law 3, conceal your intentions. Except for one law. All of these laws actually built into this one law. Law 5, so much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Now, why is that? I want you to imagine this. We put a monkey inside a box, a pure white box, maybe about 5 meter squares in length and height, and etc. etc. So the dimensions of the box are just 5 by 5 by 5. There's a monkey inside, adequate room, it won't die, there's no possible danger for the monkey. But if you were to put a VR headset onto that monkey and you just play a video of a monkey, of the predator of that monkey chasing his ass around, bro, that monkey is his heart will be beating faster, his blood pressure would rise, his cortisol, his adrenaline will rush through his veins, he'd be screaming, he'd be clawing at everything, he'd be doing everything he can to survive. But nothing in his environment changed. Why? Well, that's because the monkey's perception of its environment changed. Okay, what's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with reputation? We humans are exactly the same. We do not react to the environment the way it is. We react to what our five senses tell us, our perception of the environment. And it applies to other humans too. We don't just react to humans at face value. We also react to them in a more of the way they present themselves, aka their reputation. What exactly is reputation? It seems like this really, really vague topic. It took me a while to understand it as well. So my school, Ngee Poly, was hosting this CCA Fiesta a few weeks ago, where it's like a marketing scheme to get more of the secondary school students to join in. But obviously, I had to go in there as well because it's fun. There was booths, there was games and everything. So me and my friend were doing it. We were at the pull-up booth, just hogging the pull-up bars, and there was this random guy. He was late for class or something. He was running at like full speed, and I want you to imagine this as well. There was like a shelter. The pull-up bar was next to the stairs, and the shelter stops at the pull-up bar. So when he ran towards the stairs, it was a little bit wet. He slipped and fell, and within half a second, he was like doing a Ronaldo slide tackle kind of fall. Half a second, he got up again. It was clearly an accidental fall. He got up again and he went up the stairs. In 1 second, the whole thing was over. I was left speechless. I was like, kind of speechless, funny speechless. And then my friend interrupted the 3 seconds of silence I had with, that guy just lost all his aura and gained it all back again. I was sat there thinking like, holy shit, that's law 5. My brain just functions that way. I think too much. That's me. So, that is basically it. Your aura is your reputation. In the most simplistic Gen Z terms. What's that got to do with anything? Well, the way I perceive that guy from that 1 second interaction, he's clumsy.
What?
Even I can't do that, bro. His reputation, his confidence wasn't that high because of how fast he got up, and he's probably not very responsible because he was late for lesson. Now that may not be him at all, but that was a reputation of him that I had in my own perception. That was the video that was playing in the VR headset that I'm wearing. That's the reputation that he fed to me. So that can be really dangerous if you think about it. You may be the most kind-hearted individual, the most amazing kind-hearted, I can't think of any more synonyms, but amazing individual ever. You're trying to rescue a cat from a tree. But it can also look like from a different angle, a different perspective. It could look like you're trying to put the cat onto the tree, and the whole world can hate you because of that.
Okay, Chinese New Year right now. I've got to go up to my grandparents' place and Pioneer, like pay my respects and give them the oranges. But but I just remember there was one point in the video where I was supposed to say this, forgot to say it. There's one very prominent area where this law 5 is being used, and that is in politics. If you look very, very carefully at just that's the most recent one, the US elections in 2024, you're gonna see that you look at Donald Trump's Instagram or his social media platforms, half of all of his posts are trying to diss Joe Biden. Like he just digs out clips of him losing aura, of him falling down, and destroys his reputation by saying that his cognitive abilities is not as strong as they were in the past, or etc, etc, etc. You get what I'm saying, right? And guess who won the elections after that? The person who has the better reputation.
So you know how devastating the effects of the reputation can be already. There's this other perspective to reputation, and that is your reputation of yourself. Okay, now it's getting really, really confusing, right? Let me tell you something. Let me find the part of the script first. Law of attraction. You've heard of that before. Law of attraction. Law of attraction. In simple terms, positive thoughts equals positive action. And now that just seems okay. So where do you get the positive thoughts from? You don't just spawn into the world with positive thoughts. Law of attraction only states that positive thoughts will create positive action. So there's going to be people like thinking, you know, those manifestation fellas who just sit down there. I'm going to be rich this year. I'm going to be rich this year. I'm going to lose 10 kilograms of weight this year. Yeah, I know those fellas, and then they will think like that's going to happen. Well, maybe, maybe. I personally haven't tried that. Maybe it could work. But I also think that everything in life is a cycle. So you gotta feed the positive actions with positive thoughts and like over and over again. It's a cycle, right? And that's when this law comes in. Your reputation of yourself has to be decent and good in order for you to take good action, which will in turn feed back into your positive thoughts about yourself. Your brain works by coming up with a hypothesis of a belief, and then it looks for evidence to prove that it's right or prove that it's wrong. Like, is that a fungus? Like, I don't know if you can see that shit. Let me just try something. Is this a wooden log? It looks like a wooden log. I can't really tell. Does it have stripes like a wooden log has? Oh yes. So what else does it make it have a wooden log have that maybe other stuff doesn't have? What if it's how am I so sure it's not a snake? Is it stiff? Yeah, it's stiff. So yeah, the evidence supports that this is indeed a log. So that's where your brain thinks. Your thoughts has to be backed up by your actions. And personally, I had a pretty shit reputation of myself. So today is Chinese New Year Eve, and there's this thing with Chinese people that we go for this thing called reunion dinner, 团圆饭, where we go visit our family members from our exterior. Is it called exterior family? Yeah, our exterior family members. We have dinner with them once a year, and I don't know why. It's something about Chinese people. I swear this is not part of the tradition. But when we're sat around the table, you, your mom, your dad, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties, what's gonna happen is that they all start talking about the amazing achievements that their sons and daughters have had. I swear to God, if you're Chinese, you relate to this, bro. So your auntie will be over there. Your auntie will be over there speaking. Yeah, so Timmy did really well this year. He had 4.1 GPA. He solved world hunger. He learned calculus at the age of 5. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm talking about. As for me personally, my cousins, they do taekwondo. He has a black belt. He his physical achievements, he swam like 30 kilometers, not 30, 30 laps on the bloody swimming pool. 30 laps, bro, non-stop. And that was last year. He probably can swim 50 laps now. Then my other cousins on my dad's side, national gymnasts, super strong, train all the time, does pretty decently at trading, online trading, and what else? Well, a lot of other stuff, which I won't even glaze their achievements anymore. But so like the whole table will be talking, except my parents. Well, I mean, yeah, you relate to me. You know what the feeling is. So there's no positive realities, no positive actions that feed back into my positive thoughts. So my perception of self is pretty shit as of every Chinese New Year. You get a reality check, and it's just not fun. Until recently, actually, I posted two videos that did, I say, decently well on YouTube, and that had, well, really skyrocketed my perception of myself, because there was positive actions that was feeding back into my positive thoughts, which in turn made me view myself better, increased my reputation of myself. It's a mouthful, but if you can understand what I'm saying, you can relate to what I'm saying here, right? Okay, I can only thank you for that. I really, really appreciate it for coming to this channel and learning about this stuff. Okay, I'll stop glazing about myself now. That's pretty much about it. I'm gonna give you a really, really quick summary, and I gotta get out of here, and I've gotta go for that Chinese New Year reunion dinner. Firstly, my name is Ni Guang, and I'm currently running this series on YouTube called Series 48, where I go through each and every one of the 48 laws of power. I'll be posting every week on Saturday, 8 a.m. Singaporean time, or GMT plus 8, where I'll be sharing each one of the 48 laws of power explained in the context of today's day and age using my own experiences. And as for the summary of this law, Law 5, your reputation is the way that you view other people and yourself. In order to increase your reputation, anything can do that. And you have to make sure that whatever ways that you do it, people have to view it the same way as well. Because you could be the most kind hearted person, but if people view you as wrong for doing just one wrong thing, you are in the simplest way to put it. Can be used vice versa as well. You can see a serial killer as a really, really nice, loving fella on the internet, and that's why social media is so dangerous too. But we can get about that into another topic. It's about to rain, and I gotta go home now. So yeah, that's about it from me. I shall see you next week with Law 6. Cheers, bro. Oomph.